Today, we are beginning our stewardship campaign. What you commit to give determines what we will be able to do programmatically the coming year. To talk a little bit about why it's important to pledge and to give, we're going to hear a few words from David Kidd, a member of our board, who also welcomed us this morning.
Thank you, Reverend Viola. Hello again. My name is David Kidd, and I'm the Vice President of CVUU. I'm going to speak to you today about giving and stewardship. My family and I have been members of this church since 2002, and CVUU has given me and my family so much over the last 2 decades. My wife, Lisa, and I watched our daughter, Sophie Kidd, grow up in this church, surrounded by so many great mentors. And it was with tears in my eyes that I got to see my mother-in-law, Nancy Milner, sign the book and join our beloved CVUU just a few weeks ago. When people hear our last 3 names, Kilcheski, Milner, Kidd, they don't always immediately understand that we're connected and a close family. To me, I think that proves something I bet I can convince you of, that no title or name will prove or reveal the complete fullness of who you are and of who and what matters to you. That comes from what you do. Family, in that sense, is not a question of being and naming, but a question of doing. Last week, I was one of the safety ambassadors for our morning service, and I have to tell you the truth, I wasn't looking forward to the job. I was worried about it. And I positioned myself at the door to hand people an order of service and to help them with their masks if they needed it. But they didn't need any help. They know the COVID protocols. We've been doing it for so long. We've had a couple of years of practice about how to do this. What did happen that I wasn't ready for, that I was so glad to be able to see, was I saw the special moment that people had as they crossed the threshold into the sanctuary and to be in our congregation again, which, whether you do that physically in person or whether you're doing it on Zoom, it can kind of feel like crossing a threshold into a sanctuary, even on Zoom, I think. And whether you do that virtually or you do it in person, there's something special about that moment. It's a difficult thing for us to think about giving when so many of us feel like the world has taken so much from us. We've been isolated, separated, locked down, and hunkering in our own bunkers of safety for what seems like an eternity. And we've seen our world roiled in political and social difficulty. Getting to a place of community and sanctuary and connection and vision for the future seemed impossibly distant. But once you feel your feet cross the doorway to CVUU, virtually or in person, you should know that you have a home ready for you, full of visionary people who are ready to do great things with playgrounds, sandwich makers, solar panels, social halls, settled minister installations, incredible music, great religious education, chili suppers, volunteer fairs, and social justice initiatives our community so desperately needs. There are just so many ways for you to give to this church, and your gifts will help CVUU become the sanctuary and the force our community needs. Welcome back, CVUU. Now let's put our visions and our work together. Although I may be the first person to talk to you about stewardship and giving, I will not be the last. Please listen carefully in the coming weeks and think very seriously about increasing your pledge. I know that I will, and what you can do for CVUU. Thank you for being a part of this beloved community, and thank you for all that you give.